YouTube, what's going on? All right, today's the 1st of June. So we're gonna be like just going over some things that you could actually start, put in your garden in June. Vegetables handpicked directly from your garden is one of the best tasting food you will ever have. If you're not a gardener and you're watching this, just take it from my word. It's nothing compared to something that you buy in the store. The flavor profile, of something that you grow is completely different. One of the plus side with that is here in Florida, we are actually blessed that we could actually grow 12 months of the year. But the key in growing 12 months of the year in Florida is knowing what to grow when. Trying to grow like temperate climate vegetables during the summer here in Florida gonna definitely be a challenge. If you're up for the challenge, you could actually do it. But for me, I like gardening to be this fun, enjoyable process. If you choose a job, you're gonna choose a job that you enjoy. So if I choose gardening, I want it to be a fun process. There can be challenges, of course, but the majority of the time it should be an enjoyable process, growing my food, harvesting my food, put my love into it when I'm growing, that love could transfer back into the food that I'm going to intake. It's all that energy, whatever you put in the garden. So if you go in the garden with frustration and negativity, you're bringing that energy within everything that you're doing. You go in the garden with that positive outlook, you're going to end up seeing everything that's positive in your garden. If you go in the garden with a negative outlook, that's all you're going to see around you. You're going to see dead plants, everything going to look, because everything is a mindset. All right, Florida is divided into like 3 main areas when it's growing. It's the northern Florida, central Florida, and southern Florida. The northern Florida would be considered more like Jacksonville, Daytona. Central Florida is more like, Orlando, Tampa, and the south part of Florida is more probably considered, West Palm Beach, Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, places like that, but each area, during this time of the year, we could pretty much grow the same exact thing. And there's a lot of food we could actually grow, this time of the year in Florida and a whole. All right, so let's get into the video and let's have a discussion on, the multiple different stuff you could be growing right now in June. All right, let's do that. All right, guys, the first one we're going to look at that you could actually grow in northern Florida, central Florida, and southern Florida is the pigeon peas. The pigeon peas are extremely productive legume plant. It's a nitrogen fixing for the soil, and it could even feed to your livestock, but it produces a lot of food for, our consumption itself. You could make soups, you could make rice and peas. This is a traditional meal in Spanish, dishes that rice and peas, and in the Caribbean like Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana, a lot of people uses this in dishes. So you could actually use the peas. All right, so the peas could be eaten dry or fresh. Either way, you could cook it in a rice and peas. So let me show you the difference with the pods. All right, so let me show you guys some. So this is you could eat it dry like this by soaking it in water overnight. Then you could just make a soup or whatever it is you want to make with it. This one is dry also, and it's easy to grow, real fast growing, productive, and this is, you could actually eat it when the pods are like real mature like this as well. As I said, very productive, plant, and it's something that's very heat tolerant and can be grown both in northern Florida, central Florida, and south Florida. All right, and this is the pigeon pea. All right, another one you could actually grow is cassava. Cassava is root tuber, growing any soil type, and produces a lot of food for you. And once you start growing cassava, you'll always have cassava. And you could grow if you're in Central Florida, South Florida. Another one you could actually start growing now is roselle. You could start your roselle seed. I've started a few seeds. I've lost some, and I actually let's walk over here. Actually planted some more seeds. Let's see if I could find it. Yes, I see one right here that's popping up. Yeah, I planted some more seed because I've lost some of my transplant due and the lack of rain. Yeah, so there's one of my transplant here that's looking good. But I planted some more seeds here. Okay, see one here. So one right here. So this is the roselle, the Jamaican sorrel. Another crop you could grow in both Central Florida, Northern Florida, South Florida, in June. Another well-known crop that everybody know what this is. This is sweet potato. This is something that can tolerate the heat, or hot summers. So you could definitely start your sweet potato right now and have a harvest by the end of the year. Yep. So this is sweet potato. I'll show you some slips that I'm actually also starting over here. Let's walk over here. Yeah, so I got some slips here. If you see this, these are the purple potatoes. That I started here. Actually, let's put the potato in the water. And when the new growth here, I break them off and pop in the water, and then they actually just develop roots. Let's show you right here. They actually just develop roots, and then I'm just going to plant that all over the food forest. It's going to work as a great ground cover, and in the process producing a lot of food for me in this time of the year. All right, another seed you could start right now in June in both Central Florida, Southern Florida, and Northern Florida is the okra. I have a few plants here. This one is definitely ready to harvest, so I'm going to definitely harvest, this one here. And there's more here that's growing. We need some rain that these could put on some nice growth. So there's more here. So I have about maybe 20 plants all over the food forest. Hopefully they just grow up real fast. All right. Another plant you could actually, or fruit, or you could start right now is papaya. You could buy a papaya from the store, throw the seeds around in your yard, and you could, within a year you can have a nice big, let me show you guys something. Within a year you'll have a nice big papaya tree. Probably going to give you non-stop fruit. And remember, the papaya, the fruit itself, you could eat the fruit ripe. You could use the leaves as teas, and the green fruit you could make a stew, or you could make a salad. Multiple purpose. Having these trees will make you always have food in your garden or food forest. So this is one you could definitely plant in Florida in June. All right, a long-lived perennial. All right, another one you could actually start now, which will tolerate the heat, is the Everglades tomato. The Everglades tomato, is a cherry type tomato that produces a lot of food, and it could tolerate the heat. So you have options, when you're growing in Florida. That's one of the great things about gardening in Florida in a whole. All right, the next one we're going to look at that you could start the seeds now and have food by the end of the year is the Seminole pumpkin. The Seminole pumpkin is from Florida. It could be grown in Northern Florida, Southern Florida, Central Florida. If you see right here, there's a little pumpkin right here. But I have this pumpkin, beautiful looking plant stretching all over the food forest, and it's just going to stretch and grow right through and through the food forest. So this is one you could add in anywhere you live in Florida, the Seminole pumpkin. It produces a lot of food, and the pumpkins have a very long shelf life. Yep. So if you look right here, see one more there. You know, and you know, I did a video, you know, probably a few weeks ago also about amaranth. Amaranth, which is a wide range of different species. You have the red, you got the green, you got the purple looking, you know, amaranth. So there's multiple different amaranth in a plant that you could actually grow this time of the year in any of any part of Florida you were located. Guys, so we just went on a list of multiple stuff that you could actually grow in Florida during the month of June, you know. And oh, let me not forget chayote. You know, chayote is another one. You could just buy a chayote from the local supermarket, you know, and you just pop it in the ground or whichever way you want to, whatever method you want to use to you know, start it growing. For me, I just pop it in the ground, it push out the vine and it just start growing. You know, so I hope you found this video informative, and I definitely appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to just watch my video, even if it's a minute to watch. You know, I really appreciate it. All right, so thank you guys so much. I'll be blessed with peace, love, happiness, and kindness. One love. See you in the next video. I hope you guys have fun growing all the list of stuff you got today. You know, and remember, share them in other videos, and I'll definitely share them on my community page, what you have started as well. All right.